Well, hello there guys, and welcome back to the channel. So the Battleground season is about to start, and a few of you asked me to share my victory track deck. It is important to remind you guys that victory track is slightly different. It's absent the placebo node from the first 2 weeks of the Gladiator Circuit meta. So a few champions that work well enough in victory track will no really longer be viable in the Gladiator Circuit. That said, the Saga Boost Invisible Woman's Finesse for Saga champions is actually very useful because you can dex all undexable special attacks, and I kind of like it the most of all these Saga Boosts. The rest of them seem fairly inconsequential. But the most important nodes is as steady as she goes. Each time the attacker blocks an attack, the defender gains a 25% inexorable passive for 4 seconds, which effectively means you can't push them back, and they gain more defensive combat power rate, and obviously the power snack. So for most part, it's a fairly open meta. It really is. You can use vast majority of the champions, so just about all of my rank 4s are included. So I am going to go over class by class here, but again, there are plenty of alternatives, and there are a few things that I'm missing here, kind of. We'll start with science. Spider-Woman has been doing tremendously well in this meta. Human Torch, there's nothing wrong with him. Silk works very well in the victory track meta. In GC meta, it's not going to be as good. Spider-Ham is a bit of an MVP. Photon does well as always, both defensively and offensively. In skill class, I am running Yelena, I am running Nick Fury, I'm running Bullseye, Lumitrix, and Mantis. I'm not running Crossbones. I might still add him in, because again, he in the victory track meta, you can still kind of just like outpace the power snack, and it's not like that big of an issue. But that is my skill card. And in mutants, I do have Onslaught, I do have Jean Grey, and she has been amazing. I really love her. Domino, obviously doing Domino things. Mr. Sinister is as viable as ever. And finally Duped. And I'm still running Gentle as well. Gentle is also a bit more annoying defensively in this meta. There are a few more champions I'm not running, but I do want to give a shout out to, which I kind of need to add in. Cosmics is just kind of like the powerhouse trio, and most of the metas I find myself adding these three in, and then sometimes somebody else, but it's Dark Phoenix, Thanos, and it is Serpent. Now, this note that Serpent is kind of significantly worse in this meta than he normally would be offensively. Defensively, he is better than he normally would be because of the power snack and inexorable basically kind of stacking up. He's getting 2 stacks of that. And Thanos is functional offensively, not great, but usable. And then defensively, he's alright. In tech, I'm running Red Skull. I am running Zola, Starhand Spider-Man, and Jack-O-Lantern. I might be adding Shocker to that, because likely Shocker is going to go up. And then in the Mystics, we do have Shatra and Tiger as my powerhouse duo attackers. We do have America Chavez. Every time Power Snack is involved, America Chavez is always solid. And Kushala doesn't rely on any buffs, and she does mitigate opponent's power gain as well if you do have your dimensions up. Juggernaut is an example of a champion that will immediately go out of my deck in the Gladiator Circuit. Because, well, in the Gladiator Circuit, it's just too much. In between the placebo and power snack being more potent. Enchantress is also especially nasty defender here so far. One champion that I'm planning to potentially add to my deck would be Arcade. Arcade is significantly more dangerous in this meta as well, because of the extra power gain, extra special. Yeah, he's just more nasty than he typically would be, I'd like to say. But again, like, depending on which are your top ranked champions, there are plenty of champs that will, perform fine. If you have, Penny Parker, I think she can be quite good and annoying in this meta. Then we do have Shocker, obviously. Shuri, there's nothing stopping you from using Shuri either. And in science class, Luke Cage is actually quite good for this meta. Red Guardian is very good, especially if you have him ranked highly. Count Nefaria functions decently well too, and more and more, because this is like very open meta for sure. Only champions that, well, Gallon is a solid add for this meta for sure. If I had the 7-star rank 3 Gallon, I would be running him because he's immune to the power snack. Other than that, I think in this meta, Null is still perfectly viable and functional. There's nothing wrong with using Null too. But yeah, Cosmics are the ones that are kind of hindered the most. You can still get away with using most of these champs, but Power Snack kind of hits Cosmic class the hardest. And in the Mystic class, obviously, Nico is actually very annoying on defense. I might consider adding her back in the deck. Because there's nothing really helping her offensively. I wasn't running Nico 6-star, but I could change my mind on that because she's still a viable offensive champion, even though as 6-star she wouldn't be the fastest. But defensively, she's very annoying. But the champion that I do want to highlight is Kindred. Kindred is also a bit of a pain in this current meta. But that's about it, because you guys wanted to see the deck that I will be entering in the victory track with. Then, well, here we go. This is it. This is the victory track deck, and we're going to first be doing Crucible, but probably tomorrow already at some point. We're going to be back in Battlegrounds. So stay tuned for that. I'll catch you guys soon. Bye-bye. Hello there, guys, and welcome back to the channel. So we